this week.
This week
We're going to be talking about Apple's WWDC. We're also going to be talking about
the new Mortal Kombat concept trailer.
And
the many variations of Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yay.
Alright, so to get things started, we'll talk about Apple's WWDC. And more along the lines, what I want to talk about was the iPhone 4 came out, but it was like... It is an incremental upgrade, but they do have a very nice display. It's still 3.5 inches, but they're keeping it, the same, obviously, form factor. It's actually a little bit thinner and I think smaller. So they actually made it smaller, but they still packed more stuff into it, made the battery bigger. They did a lot of nice things. The antenna is actually part of the structural casing, so that's really cool. They had, a front-facing camera, and they just upgraded the camera in the back with a LED flashlight as their light source. So they have that, and then there's the iOS thing that they announced, and that has multitasking the folders and some other neat stuff. But it's not full multitasking; it's only selective multitasking. But still, it's a welcome change from whatever anyone else is doing, and it's pretty neat. They do some cool stuff, like things that autocomplete. Like if you're uploading a file through an app, and then you say, "Okay, let me go to the home screen, let me do something else," it'll finish the upload and then kill the application after it's done. So there's all these little things that they do. So it's good enough multitasking. I don't think. I mean, there may be something else that you could ask for. Like probably I think in video games when you push the home screen, it actually quits out of the game. So it doesn't like just put it into a sleep state that you can recover from later on. I think it actually fully kills it. But it's pretty good. It's not too bad. So there's all these little things that they have to it.
Going on with that a little more, how does that work with if you're playing a game and you receive a phone call?
It always kills the game.
Just kills it?
Kills the game, yeah. So like in Super Monkey Ball, the game that I owned when I had my iPhone, say you were in the middle of the level and you were just about to finish it and you got a phone call. Too bad, so sad. You got to start from the beginning. Yeah, so that certain different things they basically start you from checkpoints, and like games like that are checkpoint heavy.
It's a revolutionary game machine. Right?
Yeah.
The revolution is the revolution of the player against the makers of the game machine. They're going to come with their flaming pitchforks. A combination torch and pitchfork is the newest thing. Also, Apple innovation.
So for me, I see iOS devices kind of like being big this year and a little bit into next year. But now, as you see Android being really, really mature, and Windows Phone 7, a lot of people are going to be clamoring onto that. I think on different carriers and stuff, I think we're going to start seeing them get chipped away. And ultimately, this is not now, but in the next year, it's going to be the beginning of the end for Apple's dominance. So you're going to start to see it trickle down. I don't think their stock is going to be as high because other people are going to be stealing, what they have. They're being way too exclusive. Even now, with their iAds that they came out with, they purposely balked AdMob. Which is what Google owns.
Google, yeah.
So now Google can't have advertisements on the iPhone platform at all. So they purposely barred them away from it. You can't have Flash on it. Everything that they want to do, they're coming out their own standards. So other people, now that they're so big, people have to follow them. But they're doing a lot of things that they're forcing themselves onto other people, and I think they're going to be ultimately pushing people away because anytime you force yourself onto someone, people don't naturally want to repel against it. So I think that in a year's time, we're going to start to see the gradual decline of their stranglehold on the market. And ultimately, what's going to happen if this continues, where if they don't allow Flash and they just continue this path, I'm maybe in 10 years now. 10 years from now, if they continue on this path and just being this way, they're going to be in that niche market again.
There was a live action video that came on, started circulating around the net, and it's not even immediately clear that it's Mortal Kombat. Like, obviously you're going to see on the page it's Mortal Kombat. It's very, very slowly integrates details that you would identify with Mortal Kombat. You see Jackson Briggs is the guy's name. Like, wait, is that Jax? And they start slowly describing people, and it's like, well, this guy, he's got a rare disease called Harlequin ichthyosis that causes his skin to be very scaly, and his eyes are inside out, and he cuts off people's heads and eats them. Codename Reptile. And at this point, people are like, holy crap. And they roll through, like, Baraka isn't some crazy otherworldly creature. He's a surgeon who went nuts after he lost his first patient, so he self-mutilated himself and installed these giant blades. And it's got the feel of the darker reboot of Batman, which was exceptionally successful.
Yeah.
And it's getting people excited. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't. And now people were like, "Is this a concept for the new game?" Because Boone had said that people want an M-rated Mortal Kombat. I'll give them an M-rated Mortal Kombat. So like maybe this is his thing. He's trying to show you like this is the concept that we're going to make in the game off of. But it turns out, word from the woman playing Sonya Blade, who was Jerry Ryan.
Yeah.
She said that it was a concept movie, a short movie made by the prospective director of the Mortal Kombat film reboot, trying to convince Warner Brothers this is the direction we want to take it.
Yeah.
And it looks fantastic. Watch it for yourself. It's very, very good.
And it seems to be riling up the internet.
It is quite a bit.
Huge. I think the video. Sorry, I think the video was like released maybe yesterday, and it's all over.
Oh yeah, it's all over the place.
By the way, listen to the very end of the trailer because you get to hear the original "Get over here," which is so out of place with the tone of it. But anyhow,
it really is.
There's a lot of things that this video represents. Number one, when they came out, remember Street Fighter, the movie, right?
Yes.
Let's try not to remember Street Fighter, the movie, but more importantly, let's try to remember the lesson we learned when they made Street Fighter, the movie, the game. Which, first off, terrible name. Second, it was a horrible game. Like, how you would think surely it's just a reskinning of Street Fighter 2 with, essentially Mortal Kombat style motion image digitized actors. But no, they tried to redo the engine or something. I don't know. It was bad.
It is horrible.
So now, let's say this movie's made, and I think it's a foregone conclusion they're going to make this movie based on the reaction.
Apparently, I don't remember. I thought one of you guys might have linked it. Somebody did. There's already an IMDb page.
Of course. Well, IMDb likes to do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So let's assume the movie's going to be made. And let's further assume this is going to at least flavor the future Mortal Kombat franchise games. Yeah. And the game had plenty of stuff that either outright threw away physics or was admittedly supernatural in origin. Bestiality and all that. Yeah. No, animality, I'm afraid.
Wait a
Bestiality
second.
wouldn't
We're
be...
talking about something very bad.
Yeah, that would be... I would say Jack
Strike
Thompson
that
would
from
be
the
right
record,
for
please.
anyhow. But like...
Bestiality.
Bestiality.
That's like when the human does it to the animal, right? It's like, all right, I beat you. Now fuck that
So our last topic of this week is Scott Pilgrim. It will be released in theaters this August, I believe. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. But I had a feeling it was rooted in some other form because the movie looks amazing. In effects, in I wouldn't say story, but it does look very, very entertaining.
Yeah, fantastically.
And
it's an awesome injection.
As I learned earlier today, not only is there a comic book counterpart, which I briefly looked at the comic books, and there's a bit of a difference.
Yeah,
like it almost comes off as Nintendo graphics.
Well, you can see elements of that in the trailer a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't have expected them to take that leap with a movie. I would have expected an animated movie from what I saw of the comic book. I love what they're doing, but what I am getting at is not only has it been a comic book, will it be a movie, but it will also be a video game coming to the PSN in August and hopefully the Xbox 360. The movie looks awesome. I'm definitely interested in checking out the comic books, and the game I can't wait for as well.
Oh yeah, no.
What is is the game like the movie? I haven't seen the game at all. I just heard that it was coming out for PSN.
I understand that the plot of all three is the same.
What about the graphical style for it? What does it look like?
The video game?
Cell shaded, or is it like Mortal Kombat-y?
No, it came off to me, as I referenced Nintendo earlier, it came off to me almost like Double Dragon. Yeah.
So wait, like 8-bit?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. We can throw in some stuff later for you guys to check it out as well, but I'll show you guys.
So, That's this week.
That's this week.
Later on, you can either check out our podcast. We'll put up a link to that. It should be underneath the description field.
You'll hear lots of stuff you didn't see.
Yeah. There's also going to be other links to other stuff that's on our site that we have articles for. Mm-hmm. And obviously, you're watching the video now, so you already found the video.
Good work. Watch it again.
Yeah. That's it. So you have the podcast and the links to our site. Thanks for watching.